Hello everyone, this is Disciple Tarot here with a new video. Alright, we are going to be using the Mystical Manga Tarot. And we are going to be looking at your love life today. So what I want to look at with the three cards is your love situation, sort of what it is, what's going on with it at this present time. Then the second card will be the obstacle, the conflict that's currently in progress. So this is, definitely a reading for those who are having some sort of issue in their relationship. It doesn't have to be major. It can be something as simple as you need to take a vacation and spend some quality time together. That could be literally the obstacle, just, work getting in the way and needing to take a break or something. So when I say conflict, it doesn't have to be something super dramatic or anything, but just your love situation for the first card. The second will be your obstacle, what's in the way, and then the third card will be what to do about it. So pretty simple. I did want to make a quick announcement. We have surpassed 100 subscribers, guys. I am so happy. It's so great that my channel's been growing so quickly, just over literally like the last over like a month in total, but like literally in just the last 2 weeks. I've gone from, nearing 75 all the way up to 100. So this is just incredible. I really appreciate you guys, and I really like that you are enjoying my content. I've been getting lots of more comments like I've mentioned in previous videos. It's just great to hear from you guys, so thank you so much. But yeah, let's just get on with the pick a card reading. So let's get your cards. Ooh, we got the Magician. We have the Two of Pentacles. The Six of Wands. All right, so these are your cards, guys. Just take a second to review them and see which one you're drawn to, what one really takes your attention, and that will be your reading. So just find the timestamps below, and I will see you in just a second. The Magician. So if you were drawn to this card, then I would say things are, in general, with your love situation going very well. There is a lot of manifestation going on. There is a lot of pieces here that are working together, that are being understood and put into place. Kind of think of it like a puzzle, and everything is coming together nicely. This could be literally because you're just getting to know each other and things are really starting to click and heat up, or it could be something like, you've been together for years and simply you are just getting into a true groove with one another, your differences and your routines and everything like that. So there's definitely a lot of power here with this relationship. That's just all I can really say at this specific moment before I get some more cards. But yeah, things be looking good. So let us get the first card. This will be your love situation. What is your situation right now with each other? What is your love situation right now? If I can get a card. You got the Two of Swords. Interesting. Since things are, again, just based off the general reading and kind of what I'm getting right now from this particular card, the Magician, I mean, things seem to be going well and whatnot, but you got the Two of Swords. So your love situation, there is some sort of, decision that needs to be made. There is one path, as you can see with the figure, there is one path that you must walk. But you are being weighed down by the two swords in each hand. On either side, you have a heavy weight that is wanting to pull you in a certain direction. So there is a pause right now. This could be something very important for the relationship. It could be literally a major decision that needs to be made, like, like marriage or something like that. So this decision can obviously, again, vary. It's a general reading, so who knows exactly what this is? Only you can tell by listening to what I'm saying and looking at the imagery of the card for yourself and kind of getting an idea. So what exactly would be this decision for you? Thinking about it, there are probably things in your mind, kind of think about like the background of this card, like behind the character here. There's a lot going on, and there can be a lot going on in your mind. And so those are the things that are going to weigh in on this decision. So think about the things that are on your mind right now, what's kind of taking your attention, because that is certainly going to point to what this big decision is. Because you may have more than one, basically, is what I'm trying to get at. But there is some big decision here that needs to be made. So what is the obstacle, though? If your love situation is that it's the Two of Swords, then that's that there is something possibly being put on hold. Things aren't so clear. Again, interesting because we have the Magician card, but I'll get more to that as we get more cards. So your obstacle, you actually have the Four of Swords. I find this very interesting indeed because the Four of Swords is like a pause. Again, very similar to the Two of Swords. There is a need to take a break and to rejuvenate, to rest, and to come back fresh, come back new. Of course, literally following the order of the suit of swords, after four is the Five of Swords, which is, about like conflict and mental struggles and like conflicting values and beliefs and things like that. So if the four is coming before the five, that's because it's basically the calm before the storm. So literally the obstacle is that you need to prepare for something to come. This is very interesting. I would say so far then that this Magician is really specifically, again, as specific as I can get for a general reading, that is, this Magician card is about essentially preparing for battle in a good way, in a positive way. I don't want this to seem, negative or unnecessarily heavy or something like that when it doesn't need to be, that is. It can certainly be heavy for you in particular as you watch this video, to get this reading. But the Magician, this is basically saying you have the tools necessary for what's to come. And so your situation is that there's a big decision that needs to be made. That's what's centering around your love situation. Again, this will vary for all of you, whether it's something big like, just something like a marriage that's coming up and you're, trying to make the right decisions about things, or you're struggling to make that commitment for whatever reason, maybe just because you're afraid of losing your freedom or something like that. Regardless of what is what this decision is about, the conflict is that this is a calm before the storm. So while your situation is that a decision needs to be made, the conflict, what's getting in the way, is knowing that there is more to come. You're aware that there's going to be conflict. So again, whatever this decision is about, there is conflict that's going to come from it, whether it's regardless of the either, which way you go with the decision, right or left, essentially. Like if there's conflict, regardless of what decision you actually make, or you're simply trying to pick the one that won't have conflict and you're not sure about it, if that makes sense. So what do you do about it? That's what the third card is. So let's get that. What can you do about it? The Six of Cups. Again, interesting. Not that it's not helpful, but this is definitely requiring me to do a lot of connecting the dots here. So with the Six of Cups, this is traditionally about, well, it's about tradition. It is about, innocence, childhood, the past, lost loves, kind of like nostalgia, dwelling on things, because the six is of harmony, balance, charity, family, tradition, and cups is what? About the emotions, about the heart, about the soul, sort of that deeper, and sometimes hidden aspects of ourselves, the emotions, that deeper, soft, and at times softer stuff. So mixing those two together, you get these two figures here, these two children who are engaging with one another, gently. You have these cups here at the bottom filled with flowers, and this is giving you the understanding, the situation that there is, I guess play is the word I want to use. I'll say that for now. I might think of a better way of phrasing it, but there is play. There is a need for play. I think, again, with the Magician, you have all the tools necessary to handle this situation, whether you're aware of it or not. And I think this is trying to say that things aren't as bad, because it is the one. And so things are starting. Things are, manifesting. Things are being created presently. This is a very in-the-moment sort of thing. This is something that is happening now. This isn't something that basically needs time. I mean, it will, like, later on, I'll see as it goes through the major arcana, the other cards here. But starting with the one, this is basically the start of it. So there doesn't need to be fear. You don't need to fret over this situation. This decision isn't as bad as you think. You have the tools necessary. Yes, there will be conflict, probably, maybe, again, depending on for you, but, regardless of the decision you make, there will be conflict to come after this pause, this repose, as I like to say. And so basically, you need to treat the situation more playfully. This can also hint at needing to connect with family or friends or those that you've had a long connection to, those that you have a deep connection with. You need to take the time to actually take a break, which is definitely the case here, even though the conflict is the Four of Swords, because it's hinting at the conflict of the Five of Swords that will be coming up. The card itself, the conflict is that, for you, is sort of waiting. You don't want to wait. You're afraid to wait. There's something about it that is making you uncomfortable. Again, probably because there's more to come, the Five of Swords. And so this decision seems heavier. But you have all the tools, again, the Magician, you have all the tools, and you need to either really take the situation more lightly, the Six of Cups, you need to treat it more lightly, because this isn't as bad as you think. This love situation, once again, this is a whole love situation, right? Or this is simply you need to connect with your loved ones, whether family or friends, or of course, your spouse, the person that this reading is about as well, this connection. You need to treat this situation more lightly. things aren't as bad as they seem, I guess, is the theme. If I had to sum this up, things aren't as bad as they seem. So you need to sort of take a break. I know this seems like conflict, but actually it's kind of an advice card almost, where you need to embrace the Four of Swords because it is the Four of Swords, not the Five of Swords. Yes, that is going to come next, the Five of Swords, but right now it's the Four. So, take that moment, like this figure here, to rest. And what to do, you need to be more playful in this situation. You need to take it easier. You need to treat it lightly like a kid would. Not so heavy. And that is your reading, guys. There isn't really much else to say. So, if this really helped you, please let me know in the comments below. That would be great. I'd love to hear how this resonated with you and what's going on in your life. I just want to, connect with you guys more and have, direct, conversation with my, viewers. And so, that would be great. Otherwise, you can find my PayPal below if you would like to donate. Also, there's my email below if you would like to book a private session with me one-on-one to maybe go over this more specifically for you in your situation. Otherwise, thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Take care. You got the Two of Pentacles. So your situation, there are some things that are definitely up in the air right now, right? You have this figure here who is trying to balance these coins, sort of juggling them, if you will. And in the background, you see these ships who are like being danced around on these waves, thrown around on these waves. And so it is sort of a conflict. It doesn't have to be a heavy conflict, but there's a conflict between earth and water here. That's always something I try to communicate with the Two of Pentacles because it's very obvious from the imagery. But there is a conflict, between the material world, things that you are dealing with right now. The Ace of Pentacles is about, the start of, a new career or finances or, wealth or something like that, new relationships, grounding things. But the Two is taking that moment, that pause, because that's what the Two is always about. It's taking that pause and needing to reflect on things, take that second to understand things a little bit better. Probably understanding is a better word. Taking that second to understand things so that you can move on to the Three of Coins, which is about collaboration. And so with the Two, that's bringing in a little bit of the feminine, the water. So basically, your situation is that things are up in the air a little bit. We'll get into the cards, obviously, to see what that is, but basically, and again, it doesn't have to be a super heavy thing, like, like the relationship's, doomed or something like that. It just means there are things that are a little uncertain because you're trying to balance certain things while other things, aka the water, is going on in the background. So it's, making things a little bit more difficult. So let's get the first card, which will be your love situation. What exactly is going on for you and your partner right now? So things are going very well. Just to put it simply, like if I couldn't say anything else about this card in this position of the 3-card spread, it is that things are going well in your relationship. Things are clicking, things are working together, your finances are even in check. You might have a really good home life regardless of how your actual house or apartment is. It could be a total mess, but that has nothing to do with the fact that the structure of things is sound. So you have the 9 of Pentacles. Things are actually really good. Things are going really well for you and your partner. So that's good. However, some things are up in the air because of the 2 of Pentacles, right? So there might be some anxiety about something. We'll obviously get the obstacle next, but there could be some anxiety about this situation. Maybe you think things are too good to be true. Maybe your partner is really financially sound, they're really intelligent, they're really strong, like strong, and they're like a great leader, whatever, and they are making you very secure in yourself. Or at the very least, they seem very secure, and that's possibly making you insecure. Regardless if this is a new relationship or not, that could be a situation for you. So let's get the obstacle. What is the obstacle? If we have the Nine of Pentacles, things are going well, essentially. What is the obstacle then? Well, we got the Ace of Wands. Oh wait, let me spread that out more. You got the Ace of Wands as the conflict. So there might be arguments going on. Maybe things seem fine on the outside to others. Outwardly, things look like this figure. She's got all these pentacles. She's in a very like golden scene. Things are like great. She even has a little like bird on her hand, like she's some sort of like Disney princess or something. Things are just outwardly like gracious and amazing and whatever. But you have the Ace of Wands as conflict. So this could really hint at there being, definitely conflict of some kind. There is a lot of fire going on in this situation. So this could hint at arguments. Obviously, unless I got more cards for this card here specifically, I can't tell you what kind of conflicts because, well, it's really unnecessary because since this is, one, a general reading, but two, this is going to vary for everyone anyway, I can't tell you what your conflicts are about because you know what those are. When I say there is, something heated going on in this relationship, especially if it's sort of behind closed doors, if things look outwardly fine with the Nine of Pentacles, then with the Ace of Wands, things in reality, things on the inside, whether literally like behind closed doors, like I said, or even just on the inside of you and your person, on the deeper side, on the inside of your mind and heart and soul, there is some conflict. There's fire. This doesn't have to be the worst case scenario. I'm just saying that you have the Ace, and this, as you can see, there's fire here. You have like this divine hand grasping it, and you have this, head up here, this woman, her hair is like very fiery and red herself. Things are alight with energy. So something as a conflict, right? Because that's the position of this card in the spread. There is something alight going on in this relationship. So you know what that is. That's why I'm not getting more cards to like explain this, Ace of Wands, because it's unnecessary. You know what that conflict is. When I say there's conflict going on, you already know what it is. So that's what this card is referring to for you in this general reading. So what is that conflict for you? Think about it for a second. You have the Ace of Wands. You have this, this fiery situation going on that's possibly, like I said, behind closed doors because things on the outside or something seem fine with the Nine of Pentacles. Maybe even both of you are aware of this. You're like, well, our relationship is fine, but there's this one thing that we always argue about. It could be your love life. It could be finances. It could be really anything, but it is something heated. So with that in mind, what can you do about it? And that will be the third card. What can you do about this situation? You got the King of Coins. So basically what to do, someone needs to be the bigger person. I don't know what this conflict is between you. That's definitely, again, going to vary for all of you. But someone has to be the bigger person. Someone has to stand upright to say, okay, enough is enough. We keep fighting about such and such. Let's just hash it out. Let's resolve this. It causes squabbles in our relationship. Things are great. overall, the Nine of Pentacles. But we always argue about this. So what can we do? Someone needs to be the bigger person and bring this situation up. So what is this situation for you? I don't know that, but you do. So with the King of Coins, you need to be, I mean, it could be either of you, but you're the one watching this video. So you need to be the bigger person and bring this up to your person. Regardless of whose fault it is. Don't focus on that. Don't dwell on that. You know, we're adults here. You don't need to be petty or say, well, they started whatever this issue is, or maybe, you know, perhaps they always start this issue. They always bring up this topic and we always fight about it, you know, for example. So the King of Coins is saying you need to be the bigger person. You need to be strong-willed, earthy. Again, the King of Coins, you need to be that earthly presence in this and be that solid rock and say, no, I'm putting my foot down. We need to talk about this. Let's resolve it. Enough is enough. Maybe your partner's being petty or childish. Since this is the Ace of Wands, it can be a little, not necessarily immature, I mean, it can be, but it's more, you know, brash, headstrong, right? Because it is the one. So it's kind of, you know, shooting fire everywhere and not really caring that the whole house is on fire. The whole forest is on fire, right? The 2 and the 3 and the 4 all see, you know, kind of take time to pick up the pieces and to, you know, hone in the fire, the passion, and to get a direction and to, you know, understand things better and deal with conflict and stuff like that. But the Ace is the beginning of the suit of wands. So it is literally just one wand. It is just the ignition. Think of it like a match. It's the ignition of the situation. So what I mean by that is your partner could be petty or something like that in this situation, and they could just be starting, you know, figurative forest fires for the sake of whatever this topic is about. So you need to be the bigger person and say, no, let's deal with this. Or you could be the one doing that, for example, or both of you, you know, it doesn't matter, but you could be the one doing it, but you still are getting the advice right here to be the King of Coins, to be the bigger person and say, okay, I've made mistakes. This is ridiculous. Let's talk about this. Let's get this over with. And that is your reading, guys. There isn't really much else to say. Things look really great for your relationship. There's nothing really to get advice on there. You know, you're working together fine. But there is just some sort of conflict here, whatever that is for you with the Ace of Wands. And someone just needs to resolve this. Someone has to put their foot down. And that's it. So I hope this really helped you. I feel this particular reading today, you know, number 2 here, was actually very strong. This was actually very good. You know, you have some things out of sorts with the 2 of Pentacles, once again, you know, balancing things and, you know, trying to, you know, the emotions here could literally be talking about the conflict that I've, you know, been discussing here with the Ace of Wands. So, you know, things are a little out of sorts, you know, whatever in the background, while, you know, you and your person, you or whatever, are trying to juggle the relationship, keep things going. Things are going fine. Also, we have this here clarifying that. But, you know, someone just needs to resolve this. And that's it. So I hope this really helped you. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this did help you. I'd love to hear your situation. You know, you don't have to go into specifics or anything, but just, you know, let me know just how it really connected to you and what you liked about the reading. And yeah, if you would like to book a private session with me, you can do so with my email below. We can talk one-on-one on a particular issue and just dig into the cards. Also, if you would like to tip me, you know, you can find my PayPal below in the description box below as well. That would also help me. It lets me, you know, get new decks and stuff like that for the channel. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you stopping by. So I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys. You picked the 6 of Wands because there is essentially a victory, whether that's literally happened already or something that is about to happen. You know, you're aware of it. It's in the conscious mind. You know, you're literally aware of this in your situation, your life. So there is some sort of victory in your relationship. You've overcome some sort of hurdle. Maybe you had a difficult conversation that's been, that has been put off for whatever reason. Maybe someone in this connection needed to be the bigger person and really stepped up their game and said, hey, let's sit down, let's talk about this. I really care about you, I love you, whatever, and I want to resolve such and such issue. And so you did. Something like that. The Six of Wands, there has been a victory. So let us get into more details with the cards and see how we can connect it there. So the first card will be your love situation. Basically, what's the lowdown in your relationship right now? What's going on? The Three of Cups. This is cool. So your situation is great right now. It's in a celebratory sort of phase. Taking this literally, you have like these women in like wedding dresses, or just they're at a wedding, whatever, party, and things are being celebrated. So this is the essence. You have these roses down. Well, I assume they're roses. They look like them to me. You have these roses down here, and these women, dancing, and they have their cups in the air, and everything is a cheer. So that is your situation right now, your relationship with your person. Everything is great. I would say you have reached a milestone. Again, the Six of Wands, because being the three that comes after the two, and the two is always like a pause, a moment of repose. I always like to word it that way because it's just a great way of saying it. And so the Two of Cups is about like true love, right? I mean, you have the Ace of Cups, which is about like new emotions or a relationship, or foundations, like the start of something. But the two is like that. It's again that repose. There's that pause. It's sort of that moment of waiting, that moment of understanding, to take the time to understand. And so with the cups, that is about like true love. It's about like connecting with someone on a deep level and wanting to move things forward. But the Three of Cups is that momentum. The three is movement. It is a celebration, literally, like this particular card in itself, the Three of Cups. So things are great. Things are doing really great, actually. So let's get the conflict, though. What is going on? What is possibly causing some upheaval in this relationship, or what can you work on to make the relationship even better, basically? Because things, again, Six of Cups, things are going great, and the Six of Wands, I think I said Six of Cups. The Six of Wands, things are going great, and the Three of Cups. So things are nice. But what can we do? What can we find here that is amiss? All right. So you got the Seven of Coins. So this is about sort of similar to the two, the seven. It's not it's not a pause, but it's like this moment of approaching climax. It is like not the calm before the storm. That's more like the Four, but it's like it's an acceleration. Right, you take the traditional seven of the major arcana, the Chariot. That's always about momentum and movement, and understanding two sides of things, and syncing them together and getting both that yin and that yang of a situation. Whatever. In this case, the Seven of Coins is about investment. Then It is movement, it's understanding everything I just said about the chariot, but it's in relation to the earthly realm. So it is definitely like this figure here, sitting here with this shovel, and you have the coins here, being represented by like the bushes and the growth around him, the nature. So the conflict could be that you're needing to, I would say, since it's upright, it's not like it's reversed. I would say in general, honestly, I take both upright and reverse meanings with cards, regardless of how they pop up, just because I feel that's the most helpful, especially since this is a general reading. But, anyway, not rambling on or anything like that. Since this is upright, I would rather say that this is focused more on needing to take time in the relationship. Maybe there has been some sort of victory here with the Six of Wands, indeed, but and things are being celebrated and things are going great, at least on the surface, right, with the Three of Cups. But this is saying you need to dive deeper. Maybe things have been all fun and games in this relationship, which is amazing. Don't undermine that. I'm not trying to undermine that. But with the Seven of Coins, this is about investment. It's about growth. It's at least planning for growth anyway. And so this is a need to invest in something. So this is certainly being about the material world, being the coins. I would say this is the relationship itself. So you both need to I think the conflict is that either one of you aren't taking firm roots to really solidify this relationship. It doesn't mean your relationship isn't good or it's not working or it's going to fail. It's just saying it's time to get more serious, essentially. So think about your relationship. Obviously, this will vary, again, for everyone. But in what ways is your relationship superficial? Maybe you guys, hang out all the time and you go drinking, I'm just taking a typical 20-something example, right? You're in your 20s or something. You can do this in your 30s too, obviously, but, you're out drinking, having fun, partying, you're really connecting, you have great intimacy, there is a lot of fun and games, and, you maybe both live apart, so you're both still independent, things are fun, the Three of Cups. But this figure here is very serious. Look how the way he's even dressed. He's just got, his boots and his, his shirt and everything. Just everything is, like tidy. He is a representation of the relationship, what it needs to be. It needs to be a little bit more grounded. You need to dig some holes and plant some seeds. Or at the very least, you need to consider doing so for yourself and the relationship. So again, thinking about that, in what ways can you invest more in your partner? In what ways can your partner invest in you? What I'm basically talking about is a conversation needs to be had. I still haven't gotten your third card here, which will be what to do. So I'll, of course, get into more detail there. But just with this conflict coming up of the Seven of Coins, you may need to have a conversation, both of you, and just really say, hey, we're really good together. We really get along. I want us, get a little more serious. Doesn't mean I don't want to have fun and go party still. It just means I want to take this seriously. So anyway, let's get your third card, which will be what to do. So you have things are going great, here with the Three of Cups, and you have this conflict here of investment. And this could definitely hint at, you or your partner not wanting to invest more because maybe you're afraid of, it could be something simple like you're afraid of commitment or whatever, but also it could be just a little bit of resistance to making the relationship more labeled or more, again, serious. Like, well, things are fine. We don't need to, settle down or anything. And that's true. You don't need to do anything. I'm not telling you to do anything you're not ready for. But this is saying that your relationship is really great. So some roots need to be formed is all because you guys are so good together and you don't want to lose each other. This could also represent boundaries being established, put in place. Like, okay, I love when we go party, but you kind of flirt a little bit with other people. And since we're kind of getting more, we should be getting more serious because I really like you and we've been together for a while, I don't want you doing that. You know what I mean? Like those kind of things. That's what the Seven of Coins is about. So anyway, let's get your third card. What can you do about this situation? Pretty confident I see what the card is, but it fell off the table. Yeah, it is the Queen of Cups. So I think a lot of you, especially if you know tarot pretty well, then you know what I'm probably going to say with the Queen of Cups. Things do need to be taken more seriously. It doesn't mean you're going to lose your partner or things are, going to go haywire or you need to stress about this. All I'm saying is this relationship is really great. It's really solid. And so, sorry, I always get fixated on making these cards straight because I guess I'm OCD. Anyway, the Queen of Cups, you really need to solidify this relationship. You guys are so good together. Whether it's one of you or two, both of you, two of you. I mean, you could have a, poly situation going on. I mean, that's up to you and your partner. But you or your person could be, really enjoying things are going great, but you're just, again, a little bit afraid of investing. It's not necessarily your fear of commitment because you guys are probably very committed to each other. Again, maybe you've already had a conversation or something about that because of the Six of Wands. Again, you know what I'm saying. But with this Seven of Coins, there is this need to invest. But with the Queen of Cups here, this is reaffirming what I've already said. So I'm kind of glad the tangent I went on a little bit talking about this card here because it's just reaffirmed here. You need to invest. You need to enjoy each other's company. You need to see where this connection goes because it is great. So your love situation, the whole point of this reading is things are going well. Things need to be taken, a notch up or however you want to word it. And you need to keep each other, hold on to each other. That is the Queen of Cups. It's sort of a mother of the emotions. So you need to nurture each other, nurture this relationship. Again, this is the cups, right? It's about emotions and the heart and feelings and things like that, this connection itself on an emotional level. So you both, whether, again, it can vary for all of you, one of you could be a little bit more loose than the other person, and so that could be a little bit of a conflict here with the Seven of Coins, or it could be both of you. That will definitely vary, but either way, both of you, whatever, need to be more of a mother to this relationship and nurture it. You need to love this situation because you don't want this to fail. And that is your reading, guys. I don't need to go on about this Queen of Cups because I really did explain it really well as I was going kind of on a tangent with the Seven of Coins. You need to keep this relationship, hold on to this person because things are just amazing. So anyway, this is your reading. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Really let me know how this helped you. I would love to hear about this relationship you have and how great it is and amazing and how you care about this person. I would love to hear that. That'd make my day. Definitely would. But yeah, if you would like to book a private session with me, get more information on this particular reading or just on other questions you have, then you can find my email below and we can get going on that. Otherwise, there is my PayPal. If you would like to tip me, that would be appreciated, always would be. And thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Take care.